In our science unit, we have been studying plants. So today I have taken us outside in a natural environment where by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the differences and similarities between ferns and cyads. To help do this, we need to clarify these things into groups. Do you know what clarify or classification means?
You've been grouping things?
Excellent. So a scientist called Aristotle, 1,000 years ago, grouped 4 different things of minerals, humans, plants, and animals. Scientists these days, and he based that on similarities and differences. Scientists these days have grouped things into 2 things now, called living and non-living things. Within those living things, there are plants and animals. Today, we are focusing on plants. So these plants are grouped into 5 groups. There's algae, moss, ferns, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. We are lucky enough that outside the classroom we have 3 of those groups outside. So if you follow me down here, come closer. Down here we have moss. So have a little feel of that. This is grown in a moist, dark environment, and that is why that is grown here, because it's in a darker area. Here we have an angiosperm. An angiosperm is a plant that flowers. So why do you think that this is an angiosperm?
Because it has flowers on it.
Excellent. So down here, what do you think this might be?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
This is actually a angiosperm also, but it's not in its reproductive time because it's not flowering. But this is something that we would call an angiosperm. Down here, we have a fern. So this fern is actually called a bird's nest fern. This leaf is an immature one because it doesn't have any, what we call, during its reproductive time, any lines or any dots on the back. So if you come over here, do you see this?
Yes.
So that is at its stage of its reproduction. So it has all these lines that show us that it is reproducing. And if you come over here, see these lines are darker?
Yes.
Just have a feel of that, isn't that amazing?
Wow.
So I called them lines. The scientific terminology is actually called spores. So, and you can get different types of spores. So you can get line spores, or if we come over here, so this is called a fishbone fern. Come over here. Do you see those lines?
Yes.
But wait for this. This will blow your minds. Let me just find the fern that it is. Of course, when you want to find it, you can't. You just look up here. Look at this. Do you see that?
Yes.
So they are also called spores because, so that's it during its reproductive time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see those little dots? Have a feel of that.
Wow.
So that is how you can tell whether it is a fern, because of the spores that it has.
Mm-hmm.
So what were the 2 different types of spores? You can get, what was the spores over there? What did they, the lines, and you can get
The dots.
the dots. Excellent. We don't have the cycads in outside the classroom, but here we have some pictures. So these cycads You tell me, what do you think is different to the ferns that we just looked at?
The extra thing.
The extra thing, excellent. So that is actually called a cone. So that is the difference between a fern and a cycad, is the fact that during its reproductive time, a cycad will produce a cone and ferns produce spores. So we've got some different ones. So what do they kind of look like?
Like pine cones.
Pine cones, excellent. They do look like pine cones, don't they? So what was this one called?
A cycad.
Cycad. And what was that one called?
A fern.
Excellent. So I want to do a little activity now. So we're going to place these pictures into this folder under their heading. Okay, so I've got a heading called fern and cycad. And looking at these pictures, I want you to group them what you think they are. So I'll hold this here.
Okay. So I think that one is a fern.
Excellent. So can you please place that in the fern?
And I think that one there is a cycad.
And why do you think that one's a cycad?
Because it has the cone at the bottom there.
Excellent.
And I think that one there is a cycad too.
Why is that?
Because it has one of the cones.
Excellent.
That one there is a fern.
Yep.
Because it has the spores.
Perfect.
And I think that one is a cycad as well.
And why is that?
Because it has the cone.
Excellent. Fantastic, Caitlin. Thank you very much for that.